returned to House, then immediately did something incredible. Republican Representative Steve Scalise, the House Majority Whip, and his aides were shot during a baseball practice in June. Steve Scalise was shot in the hip and then tried to drag himself off the field. The media didn't talk about the fact that James T. Hodgkinson was a Bernie supporter. It was a sad day in American politics, but now those sad days have turned happy. Take a look at Steve Scalise now. This Thursday, House Majority Whip returned to the House of Representatives for the first time after his assassination attempt. Scalise entered the chamber on crutches. This was a truly amazing moment. "I'm an example that miracles happen," shouted Scalise.
That's the pressure that's going to bring not only Republicans, but I think good faith Democratic votes to the table to say this is the right thing to do for the future.
Thank you very much, Tom. Now look, our viewers are looking at the House floor. Steve Scalise is about to enter the chamber, I believe on crutches. Here he is. Just listen to this.
The chair wishes to mark the return to the chamber of our dear friend and colleague from Louisiana, Mr. Steve Scalise. Our prayers have been answered. His bravery and his family's strength have been such an inspiration to this House and to the people it serves. America is grateful for this moment. The chair now proudly asks, for what purpose does the gentleman from Louisiana seek recognition?
To speak out of order, Mr. Speaker. What other motions would you like to do? Not the one.
The gentleman is recognized for as much time as he may consume.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You have no idea how great this feels to be back here at work in the People's House. As you can imagine, these last 3.5 months have been pretty challenging times for me and my family. But if you look at the outpouring of love, of warmth, of prayer, my gosh, Jennifer and I have been overwhelmed with all of that outpouring. And it's given us the strength to get through all of this and to get to this point today. And it starts with God. When I was laying out on that ball field, the first thing I did once I was down and I couldn't move anymore is I just started to pray. And I will tell you, it gave me an unbelievable sense of calm, knowing that at that point it was in God's hands. But I prayed for very specific things. And I will tell you, pretty much every one of those prayers was answered. And they were some pretty challenging prayers I was putting in God's hands. But He really did deliver for me and my family, and it just gives you that renewed faith in understanding that the power of prayer is something that you just cannot underestimate. So I'm definitely a living example that miracles really do happen. The first place I want to go to thank true angels along the way starts with the United States Capitol Police. When I was elected Majority Whip, as you know, the elected leadership has a security detail. And if anybody ever wondered why we're assigned security detail, I surely found out that day. And let me tell you, I want to specifically mention Crystal Griner and David Bailey. Crystal and David were assigned to my security detail that morning. And day in and day out, they're part of our family. Jennifer and I truly do treat them as part of our family because they're with us everywhere we go. And on that day, it was no different. On June 14th, they came 6:30 in the morning. We arrived at the baseball field just to play and practice for a game of charity baseball. And nobody would have suspected what ensued. And yet, as soon as those shots were fired, I'll tell you, when I was laying on the ground, one of the things I prayed for is that David and Crystal would be successful in carrying out their duties. And both David and Crystal are incredibly well trained, incredibly professional. But when I was laying there, not long after the first couple of shots were fired, I could hear a different caliber weapon. And that told me that they had immediately engaged the shooter. And let me tell you, if they didn't act so quickly, and even after being shot both themselves, continued to engage the shooter and ultimately got him down, which not only saved my life, but saved the life of a lot of other people that are here in this chamber today. Crystal couldn't be with us today, but David Bailey is with us. David, you are my hero. You saved my life. And I'm ready. Thank you so much.
share this to welcome Steve Scalise back to the Capitol Hill and back to help out our president. We need everyone back. We need to get this country back on the right track. We need to make this country great again. Amen. It's sad that he was the victim of leftist violence and none of the chicken heads in the media talked about it. Thank you for watching this video. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments.